I can read your every move. Read this, bitch. Miranda. Can't end like this. You just can't. Where are those happy days? They seem so hard to find. I try to reach for you, but you have closed your mind. Whatever happened to our love? I wish I understood. It used to be so nice, it used to be so good. So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. The love you gave me, nothing else can save me. SOS. When you're gone, how can I even try to go on? When you're gone, though I try, how can I carry on? You can't kill my dreams, Mr. Bond, but my dreams can kill you. Time to face destiny. Time to face gravity. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic blues, there's a bar in far Bombay. Well, I definitely raised him up. Leave it in. I'm not done with it yet. Oh, come on. It's a perfect fit. James. James, get it out! Oh! 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 James, get your ass off the ground! Holy shit! Zao! Oh! James! Oh no! What? No! I'm sorry. Jinx. I'm dying. You can't go! You can't go! You know you can't go! Don't leave me! Don't leave me! You know, we all change. When you think about it, we're all different people all through our lives. That's okay, that's good, you've got to keep moving. So long as you remember all the people that you used to be. I will not forget one line of this. One day, one line. I swear. I will always remember when James Bond was me. James? I'll be good with that.
It's not my time to go. I'm gonna avoid the cliche. I'm gonna suspend my senses. I'm gonna delay my pleasure. I'm gonna close my body now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of this absolutely stupid... Sorry. Let me compose myself. Oh, welcome to my review of the fourth and final Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie. The 20th James Bond film as well. And the 40th anniversary of the James Bond film franchise. Die Another Day. Okay. Let's get this over with. So, the basic plot of Die Another Day is that Bond goes to North Korea to uncover a plot where there is this diamond smuggling, where this guy plans to use it for his Icarus space satellites. Yeah, and it goes on from there, but that's the basic gist. It's pretty dumb, to be honest. So yeah, Die Another Day. Where to begin? Well, I want to actually say that this movie is a masterpiece. It is a true masterpiece, an unquestionable masterpiece of absolute shite. You liked the build-up there, didn't you? Oh my god, this movie sucks. Is there anyone that actually likes this film? I mean, really? Oh gosh, I have not seen one review that is very positive about this movie. Oh my god. If you thought the other Brosnan films are bad, you haven't seen nothing yet. Die Another Day is a terrible film. It's shit. It really is. I can't describe how crap it really is. I mean, this is marketed as the 40th anniversary of the James Bond film series. Yeah. Oh gosh. First of all, the plot. The plot is crap. It's just dumb. It's completely stupid. Kind of a bit of a rip-off of Diamonds Are Forever, actually. You know, with all diamonds and the satellites and... Gosh. It's a terrible plot. It's very dull and uninteresting and... Oh, gosh. And the whole betrayal side of the plot is very predictable. Like, you know, oh, Miranda betraying Bond. You know, you neither know nor care what's going on. There's just too much going on in this film. You just don't care, like, as well. I mean, Brosnan, well, you know, I'm not going to repeat myself, but he is pretty much the same as he is in his other movies, so that's all there is. I mean, but the main problem is he just looks so old. I'm sorry, but he looks terrible. I mean, how could he age so much in 3 years? I mean, he got away with it in The World Is Not Enough. To be honest, I think he should have left after that movie. Because, you know, this never would have happened. Oh my god. Brosnan looks terrible in this movie. He looks rough. Like, he looks like he's, you know, he looks like he's kind of dragging himself through this film. Oh gosh. And, you know, some of the sex scenes are so cringy. Like, he's yet again doing the same thing as he does in the previous movies. And I'm not going to repeat myself, because why should I bother? When the movie is this terrible, I don't feel I need to commit myself to praise it for anything. Oh, honestly. The Bond girls. The Bond girls are crap.
Well, actually no, they're alright. To be fair, the Bond girls are okay. I don't mind the Bond girls. Miranda Frost, discovering her as the villain, as a villain. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, if this was to become a trend in the Brosnan era after The World Is Not Enough, you know, having a female villain, yeah, well, it's just predictable. It's just like, oh, when she's like, who did you find out who betrayed you? Like, she says, what happened in North Korea? And he was like, someone betrayed me. You can tell by some of her reactions that she's in on it. Oh, it's just ridiculous. The other Bond girl, I mean, well, Rosamund Pike gives a solid performance, but the character is just so dull and uninteresting. There's no character development in this movie whatsoever. Jinx, played by Halle Berry. Halle Berry is sexy as hell, but Jinx, the character, just not convinced. I mean, Halle Berry gives a solid performance. I think Halle Berry is a good actress. She's a competent actress. I think all of the stuff that I have seen Halle Berry do is noteworthy. I think she is quite good. She's a good actress. But here, it's just... yeah. She's there just to be there. Yeah, her coming out the sea as well, reference to Dr. No. Which I want to point out, this movie is marketed as the 40th anniversary of the Bond movie, so naturally there was going to be references. But this movie just throws it at your face. You know, they're just constantly chucking references down your throat. It's just like, for God's sake, Tamahori, just stop it. Like, I mean, okay, I can deal with, you know, Halle Berry coming out of the sea, because that, you know, coming full circle, you know, from Dr. No all the way to then, fair enough. That's fine, I can deal with that. But no, then you know, like, oh, we got the shoe from Rush of Love. Oh, we got the jetpack from Thunderball. Or no, why don't we recreate the scene from Goldfinger with the lasers? I mean, come on! We get it. It's the 40th anniversary. But stop fucking making a point out of it. We get it's the 40th anniversary. Don't cram it down our throats. Jesus Christ! It's just so annoying. Like, constantly there's a reference to everything. It's a reference to Thunderball when Bond picks up the grape and he's like, Buenos dias. Oh, come on. What the hell? Seriously, what the hell? Oh, honestly, the references just get so annoying. Like, oh, as Brosnan would say, this is the Bond movie out the entire series where, you know, you just go, oh, because of Brosnan. Well, not just because of Brosnan, but because of the whole movie. But that's what Brosnan would do. Lee Tamahori is a shit director. He really has no idea what the hell he's doing. It's a movie that is out of control, constantly jumping from one action set piece to the next, like Tomorrow Never Dies, but worse. At least Tomorrow Never Dies kept within a certain amount of boundaries. It you know, it felt like a video game, but it didn't go. It didn't go as far as this movie does. This movie is just so weird. Like, and you know, Tamahori's direction is like, you know, it's just all high-octane action. He's trying to appeal it to the wrong target audience. This is a Bond movie that will appeal to people that aren't James Bond fans, which I guess in a way I can understand why you do that, to grab more audience into it, you know. But don't forget the fans. Don't forget the fans, Tamahori. This is the 40th anniversary. You don't forget the fans. You know, and what does he do? He cranks up the action to 11, and it's just like, it's not like, you know, Michael Bay, where it becomes difficult to watch, but it becomes, you know, it's just to the point of that, you know, you go, why am I even still watching this? Because it's just action, and more action than the previous films. I mean, come on, like, GoldenEye, it had a good amount of action, it wasn't overdone. Tomorrow Never Dies cranked it right up, and it got a bit tiring. The World Is Not Enough, they cut down a little bit, but there was still quite a lot, and that movie was long. This movie is just, there's too much action. There really is just too much action. I mean, yeah, the opening sequence is great, but all the action is really well put together. I like the action sequences, but it's just so overblown, and, you know, the high octane, it will only appeal to, like, you know, XXX fans, you know, Vin Diesel, you know, Transporter, and all that kind of mindless stuff. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And, you know, Brosnan's terrible during the action sequences. He's like, he's like trudging behind and he falls over and he's, you know, honestly, like, why? I mean, you know, there's no structure to this film. It's just like, oh, let's have a bit of action here, you know. The whole point of an action scene is to build tension and drama. Like, you can add drama into action sequences. These action sequences have no drama whatsoever. They're entertaining, but they have no drama. You know, these action scenes are just, you know, people running around shooting. Everything's highly adrenaline fueled. It's just, but without the drama of the story, there's no drama in this movie. The drama is negated out of this. There is nothing here. There is nothing for us to even. Like, it's just so difficult to watch. At least The World Is Not Enough, they had some character moments with M and Elektra and, you know, I mean, Brosnan, there's no development with Brosnan's Bond. He's not a character. He's an action man. I'm sorry, but he is not a character. Where is the character? Like, seriously, all he's doing is copying the other actors. And, just, fuck's sake, Tamahori. Fuck's sake. Oh, honestly, it's just so bad. Tamahori was actually going to bring Connery in this as Brosnan's mentor. The guy knows nothing about Bond. Honestly, the guy knows jack shit about James Bond. You know, I mean, that would have been just such the worst references ever. Oh my god. Yeah, and the gadgets as well. Oh my god, the gadgets. The ring, okay, I don't mind the ring. That's fine. You know, the high sonic powered ring. That's cool. But the invisible car? What? Oh, come on. You don't expect us to believe that. Yet again, you can't give me the excuse of, oh, it's a James Bond film. That wouldn't happen. Even if it is a James Bond film. That doesn't happen. You don't find an invisible car. That's just straying too far out of the boundaries. They've gone further than the boundaries of, you know, what they should do. Bond, this is going to sound really harsh, but I think Bond, up to this point, had got so far up its own arse, it didn't even know what it was anymore. Like, this movie, like a couple of the other Brosnan movies, are tonally confused. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Because it doesn't help that Brosnan's copying all the other actors, trying to incorporate different aspects from the others, which might sound good on paper, but here, it doesn't. I just don't get the sense that Brosnan even knows what he's doing with the character. And because of that, the tone of the movies keeps flip-flopping all over the place. The movie drags, it's slow, oh gosh. My favourite action scene though is the fencing one. That was the only action sequence that had actual tension and drama put in there. But the rest of them, no. Seriously, no. The villain, or villains, Gustav Graves, otherwise known as Colonel Moon. Spoiler alert. Oh god. He's a crap villain. Easily the worst villain of the James Bond franchise. Seriously, he's just terrible. Like, you know, like, when him and Brosnan, I just don't know what to say about Toby Stephens. Toby Stephens is a good actor. His acting was good, but I just thought, what's the point? Why is the character doing this? Is this for revenge? Or like, what are his intentions? We don't know. We never get any insight into any of this. All we're told is that, oh, he's the villain. He's had his DNA reconstruction plot. But for what? Why? It doesn't make sense. Nothing is explained in this movie. That is the whole problem with Tamahori. He doesn't know how to explain plot points. Plot holes. Like, come on. I mean, The World Is Not Enough. The plot was a little bit confusing, but you could follow some of it. This is a shamble. For fuck's sake. I'm sorry, I'm ranting, I really am sorry, but it's just so bad. And, you know, at the end he turns into like this Terminator generic sort of robot villain, and he's electrocuting Brosnan. It's just like, oh, for God's sake. Oh, but he's not the worst problem in this movie. Oh, I mean, but the whole DNA reconstructing plot is just so stupid. Like, okay, yeah, maybe I can see how they tried to make the other actor look a bit like Toby Stephens, but, which, you know, I thought, okay, that makes sense, but his voice, he wouldn't completely have his voice changed to, you know, British, or couldn't Toby Stephens have put on a slight bit of an accent? I know they didn't want to give away that he was, you know, the Colonel, but surely, it doesn't make sense that he would completely change his voice, that his voice would completely change. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Oh my gosh. almost one of the worst things about this movie is indeed the dialogue. Oh, the dialogue just crackles in this movie. Like, scenes between Bond and Jinx, you know, when he's like, so what do birds do with their prey? Like, what do birds do, like, at night or something? And he's like, they feast like there's no tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh gosh. And, the worst one is easily, I take it Mr. Bond's been explaining his Big Bang Theory. Oh yeah, I think I got the thrust of it. What the hell happened with the writing? The writers were just terrible here. Brosnan like, oh, Saved by the Bell. Oh, well. Time to face gravity. That doesn't make sense. When he's like, time to face destiny. Time to face gravity. He doesn't face gravity. He goes into the wing of the plane. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I am just so pissed right now. I really am so pissed. I have to let out all my frustration on here. Like, oh my goodness. Like, time to face gravity does not make sense. I'm sorry. Sorry to the Brosnan fans, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah, the action scenes that stand out for me are the fencing scene. I mean, the car chase is okay, but Zhao's death is kind of annoying. But just the chandelier is like, oh, God's sake. Zhao as well. I mean, another terrible villain. He just doesn't do anything. He gets the diamonds in his face, and then he's just hanging around with Graves, and then he gets involved in the car chase. He's such a crap henchman. He does nothing. I mean, you know, this movie is so bad. It really is. John Cleese's Q, he's not the worst thing about the movie, but yeah, not a patch on Desmond Llewellyn. And yeah, there's not much else to say. This movie's awful. The only positives, the production design is quite good. Oh yeah, I like the sets, like the Ice Hotel, that's quite good. And I like the soundtrack. I like the opening sequence, but it's then completely ruined after the movie, as the movie goes on. How could I forget? The Madonna song. Madonna's Die Another Day. What the actual fuck was that? Seriously, the lyrics are just so like, I'm gonna wake up, yes and no, I'm gonna suspend my senses. What the fuck does that mean? Suspend the senses? What? I'm gonna close my body now. Oh my god. What, you know, and Madonna sounds possessed in the song, you know. It's like, oh, Sigmund Freud. What the hell? That's genuinely what happens in the song. I'm not making this up, I swear, I'm not making it up. It's literally, that is what we hear in the song. They do cut it down for the title sequence. The title sequence isn't much better. I can see the idea, you know, the fire and ice, that is cool, but the title sequence for me is unfinished. So, they edit it with scenes of Brosnan being tortured. I mean, you think that's torture? You think Brosnan, you think that is being tortured? You should see Craig's torture in Casino Royale. See that torture scene. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Oh yeah, also Judi Dench as M. That's another plus I forgot to mention. Judi Dench continues to be great as M. She's still in the movie quite a fair bit. Not as much as she was in The World Is Not Enough. But, you know, for the scenes in this, she is definitely a plus. Yeah. The movie is just out of control. It's a terrible mess. It's jumping from one action set piece to the next with no idea of what it wants to be, no recollection of any of the previous Bond films. It's just throwing references in your face with terrible dialogue, and, you know, oh, it's like, oh, I think we've got to try something more to the point. Cheesy puns every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes. Come on. It's just a high-octane, action, mindless flick. The story is crap as well. I can't, you know, there's not really anything you can say that's positive, apart from Judi Dench, you know, and the production design. That's it. The locations are quite good, I guess, like Iceland and London. I mean, there's one action scene that I like, and that's the fencing. And, oh my gosh, don't get me started on the windsurfing scene. da 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 da. That is the worst. Seriously, that scene has the worst CGI ever. I know it was 12 years ago, 2002, so it might be a bit dated. But even at the time, CGI was a lot better than that. Come on. You really fucked up that one. You really fucked it up there. How could the producers allow a scene like that to be in the final cut? Surely, that would be a scene in the first draft of the movie, the first cut. Like, you should have cleaned the CGI up. You know, Brosnan looks like a rubber Action Man figure. You know, surfing down the waves. I can't believe it. It's awful. Just awful. And the scene at the end as well, you know, with Bond and Jinx, you know, she's like, oh, leave it in. I'm not done with it yet. Don't pull it out. Just like, oh my god, all this innuendo. Oh my god. It's a constant fetish. Like, honestly, I gotta pin this all on Lee Tamahori. He was the director. He should have sorted it out. What a fucking mess. It's not just the worst of the Brosnan era. It might actually be the worst James Bond film. What is there to say? You know, I mean, people complain in A View to a Kill about the Bond and Mayday scene. But seriously, the sex scenes in this movie aren't that much better. Okay, the one with Miranda, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But the sex scene with Bond and Jinx, well, the first one, near the beginning of the film, oh, it's so cringy. She's like, oh, she's like making all those breathing noises, and then Brosnan's like out of breath. He's like, like, because he's this 50-year-old man. It's just cringy to watch because he's like twice her age, and then she just chops up the fruit and then eats it. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, it's so weird. The movie's just weird. It's a weird mess. You know, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I guess we've got to thank this movie in one respect. If the series hadn't fallen so far, maybe the producers wouldn't have been open to the idea of rebooting it in Casino Royale in the next movie. So, I thank it for that. If that was the case, because this movie was so bad, they decided to, oh yeah, let's just reboot it with Casino Royale with Daniel Craig, then thank you. But yeah, what a terrible, terrible mess. There's literally no redeeming qualities in this movie, apart from Judi Dench, the locations, and the soundtrack, production design. That really isn't enough. It's not good enough. I'm sorry, but this isn't even filmmaking. And yeah, they have oh my god. You know what the worst thing is also? Madonna is in the movie. Madonna! Fucking Madonna! Why? I'm sorry, but just what the hell? I know it's a brief scene, but why did you put Madonna in the movie? She's not an actress. She's a singer, for God's sake. Like, and the dialogue, the scene between Bond and Madonna is just just not even going to mention it. It's just terrible. It's terrible. I just want to forget about it. Oh my gosh. Well, Madonna's song is definitely the worst in the series. Oh, I'm lost for words. I'm actually speechless. And, you know, Miranda's death is shit as well. When, you know, she says, oh, I can read your every move. Read this! With the knife in the Bible, and it's like, bitch. Oh, for God's sake. You wouldn't get that in a James Bond film. And the other lines, like, you know, who sent you? Oh, your mama. And she told me to tell you she's very disappointed in you. You wouldn't get that in a James Bond film. You wouldn't get... Sorry, I slammed the drawer. You wouldn't get that in a James Bond film. Oh, it just makes me angry. The guy playing the American, you know, the head of the NSA or whatever, he's okay, I guess. He's quite good in the scenes he's in. I mean, the acting is good from a few of the cast members. And that last scene with Moneypenny is just some of the most cringiest scenes ever in Bond. Like, when she's testing out Q's sort of simulation, this virtual simulator thing, then he's like, oh, Moneypenny, it's rather hard, isn't it? She's like, yes, it is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Seriously. it made me feel sick watching that. I was like, oh god, it's cringy. You know, if you think A View to a Kill, you know, is weird, I would really ask you to reconsider that. Look at this movie. Die Another Day is just the weirdest film I've ever seen, actually. Well, I'm sure there are weirder films, but it's, if there is anyone that likes this movie, please enlighten me as to why you like it. This movie is shit. It's an absolute mess. It's inexcusable. It's not good enough. To say that this is the 40th anniversary of the James Bond film series is a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the series, and it's a disgrace to the 40th anniversary. We were screwed over in the 40th anniversary. Deborah Moore cameos in the movie. You know, we get, you know, which is ultimately just as a reference to Roger Moore. We get, you know, Graves jumping out of the parachute, the Union Jack, reference to The Spy Who Loved Me, just references all the way through. That's all they did to pay homage to the movie. Just references. The worst one is easily, you know, the Goldfinger recreation laser scene. Oh my god, it's just... This is just awful. It's insurmountable. It's just terrible. Thank God that Brosnan didn't do a 5th one. And thank God that they decided to reboot the series after this. I think, even after this movie, they realised, you know, how bad is bad. You know, okay, they realised, yeah, we fucked up. So why don't we reboot the movie? Thank God for Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. Thank God. Seriously, because if this turned out to be the last James Bond film, I would be very sad. Yeah. What else is there to say? Yeah, so terrible acting from some of their cast, terrible action sequences apart from the fencing scene, just terrible pacing, the movie's way too long, like, it's just over 2 hours long. It's way too long. It gets tiring, like, the action's just like, oh, just fucking end now. Now that I have more of, because I go to college and I study media, I have a bit more of an understanding about how film works. This is not a film. This is just, you know, a marketing. This is just marketing. You know, it's like, hey, this is the 40th anniversary of Bond. Let's market this. It's not a film. It's not. There's no creativity within this. It's just like, well, let's just stick to the formula that the other movies had, and let's just expand on it in this really high-octane way. Lee Tamahori is easily the worst director for the Bond series. He really is. He is the worst director for the Bond franchise. Don't believe me? Watch the movie. He knows nothing about Bond. Absolutely niet. Nothing. I'm sorry for ranting for so long, but it had to be said. It really had to be said. There is literally nothing else positive to say. And, you know, despite the minor positive things that I've mentioned out... oh, you know it's happening. It's happening. Die Another Day is getting from me a 0 out of 10.
It's not my time to go. I'm gonna avoid the cliche. I'm gonna suspend my senses. I'm gonna delay my pleasure. I'm gonna close my body now.
Oh, I bet some of you are pleased about that. Oh my gosh. That felt good, actually. That felt quite good. But I would seriously, if you don't think, you know, if you actually like this film, I'd seriously reconsider watching it and, you know, refreshing your thoughts. If you like it, actually tell me why. I'd like to know why you like it, just to compare opinions. I just want to apologise to the Brosnan fans. If there are Brosnan fans who do like this movie, I apologise for the rant, but I had to state my opinion. And it, yeah, I did rant, but, you know, it is a crap film. Just crap. 0 out of 10. It doesn't deserve any more. It's the worst James Bond movie ever. I would be stunned if there's a movie that turns out worse than this. I was harsh on Thunderball. I now see that I should have, you know, ranked the movies after I did these reviews, which I'm actually going to do. I'm going to re-rank them. Yeah, it's just crap. Yeah, pretty much old man James Bond versus Toby Stephens. And yeah, the 40th anniversary of James Bond, folks. I've never been so pissed off after watching a film. Because there are so many Bond films out there that have so much dedication put into them. To say that this, you know, is an anniversary present to us fans is terrible. Absolutely terrible. We should be thankful then that, you know, the 50th anniversary turned out so much better. Thank God, Sam Mendes for Skyfall. So yes. And also, that was the final entry to the Brosnan era. And what a great era it was. What do I think of the Brosnan era? Well, you know I'm not a fan of Brosnan as Bond. I like GoldenEye, it's average. Tomorrow Never Dies is crap. The World Is Not Enough is okay, and Die Another Day is, it's just so bad. Pretty much the best way to sum all four movies up is kind of like meh. Like they range from crap to all right. Like they range from crap to sort of average. That is the best way to describe this era. This era is totally confused and it does not know what it wants to be. Completely demeaning the modern interpretation of Bond that was set up in The Living Daylights, the more modern take. That was a diminished and License to Kill, and they went too far with the darkness. Then they thought, oh, well, why don't we go back to campy Bond? Gosh. And you know that scene in GoldenEye when Brosnan comes in through the toilet? That's the producer's way of saying, yep, let's just take a shit on the franchise. The next 4 romps are going to be a fantastic squat in the toilet. Well, thanks very much, producers. Thank you very much for giving us this anniversary present that we so desperately craved. Yeah, and I'm sticking with 0 out of 10. 0. I was tempted to give it 1, but I thought, fuck it, it doesn't deserve 1. It really doesn't deserve it. That is why we should be bloody thankful that the next movie turned out to be a fucking bloody great reboot and a fantastic reimagining of the series. So thank God for that. So tune in next time when I'm going to delve into the Daniel Craig era, which I'm really looking forward to because Craig is my favourite Bond. Tune in next time, we shall be reviewing Casino Royale, the 2006 one, not the spoof. Daniel Craig's first entry as Bond, and the fantastic reboot of the series. So yeah, I literally don't have much else to say about Die Another Day. Put your comments down below, let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy the sketch? Did you enjoy my review? Please leave me your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think. So, yeah. Oh, blimey, I've been on for quite a long time. I should probably, I should probably, quit now while I'm ahead. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and as always, I'm Mr. Talos11. See ya.